Hello, loud thinkers. When you have a good looking face on stage or screen, it takes us a wee bit longer for us to focus from the face to the talent. But not in the case of the uber cool actors of Trivial Disasters, the much acclaimed English comedy play coming very soon to Singapore. Well, his presence makes us focus on the extremely amazing screen presence that he has and acting that flows naturally. And when you have a play that focuses on regular life events, trivial disasters, then we have to have an actor like Purab, Kohli. Woohoo! Hi Purab.
Hi, Himani.
You know, Purab, we have very few actors like you who take to a role like fish to water and make it look so real, we almost forget that we're watching you act. So, how does it come so naturally to you?
I don't know. I guess I just start living the part, some sense, because whenever I read a script, I start imagining lots of things that the character would do, in terms of, I go down to even kind of exercises that I would imagine that the character would be doing. And I start kind of implying that and doing that and becoming the character in some sense at the time that I'm working on this film. So, I'm not a trained actor. I'm not someone who went to a school or went to a class. I just kind of learned on the job and kind of devised my own little method, which works. I've discussed it sometimes with other actors and say, hey, does this work for you? It works for some people, it doesn't work for some people. But it helps me get into my part. But sometimes it goes terribly wrong also.
So, let's see. You've been a VJ, you've been a TV actor. How did it all begin for you? How did acting happen?
Himani, I was never wanting to be an actor. Otherwise, my father comes from a film family, and the film world has been around our family, and the talk has always been around us while growing up. But it's not something I wanted to ever get involved with. The business I didn't understand. My father himself used to be a producer, but he stopped producing pretty much a year after I was born. Mm-hmm. So I didn't grow up seeing any productions being made in front of me. But I don't know, in 97, I was training to become a pilot, and I gave that up because at that point of time the airline industry in India was just kind of picking up, so there was no jobs really for pilots. So I kind of decided, alright, this is not something I want to do, will not get a job, so maybe I should not become a pilot. And then the next question my parents are asking, so what next, what do you want to do? And I don't know, I'll figure it out, I'll go back to college. And in India we have a whole year of college, right? It's not a semester. So if you give up something midway, then you have to wait for the next 6 months for it to start off again. So I was waiting. In those 6 months, I was trying everything. I was from working at a call center to working at architectural college, working at with an architect, an architect, but with a lot of sculpting work. So working with him, I was just trying everything that came my way just to see what I wanted to do next. And then someone suggested that why don't you go into this audition, there's a TV show looking for completely new faces, and if you're interested, go and check it out. So it pretty much started like that. So the director was kind of known to my family. That's Nupur. I don't know if you know Nupur. She directed a film called Raj. So this was Nupur's first TV show. It was called Purab. So I was just a college kid who was looking for something to do, and that's how it pretty much started.
Wow, so you've done so many things. This is something that we weren't aware of, that you wanted to be a pilot. Now that's something unheard. We didn't hear that about you at all, that you were training to be a pilot.
Yeah, many years ago though, almost 15, 16 years ago now.
So let's talk about Trivial Disasters. What is it about? How did the team of you, Kalki, Cyrus, Saini come together?
See, as I said to you earlier, is that I've never trained to be an actor. And over the last couple of years, I was feeling a bit stagnated, I was trying my best to play parts as differently as I can. And at a time, and earlier in my time, it helped me that I didn't do so much film work. So the growth, the difference in the character you would see from one character to another in the film, and the work I did was largely because the growth in the individual playing those characters. Mm-hmm. There was so much of time that was spent between playing each part that I changed as a person myself, so that was kind of incorporated into each character.
Right.
But I would say when you start doing a lot of work, you start seeing characters fill into each other. Suddenly I'm saying I did a film, and then the next film I was doing, and I was finding a lot of those attributes that were coming into the next part, and that was bothering me a little bit. Mm-hmm. So I was wondering, okay, maybe I should go and learn some techniques now. So after 15 years of acting, I should maybe learn some stuff that other people know and can teach. So I know Atul also was a part of it when I started. So I was thinking maybe I should call him. He's someone, and especially he's a great director of the show, but as an actor he's just fantastic. I think he's one of the best stage actors in our country. So I was hoping to do some work with him and try and exercise my acting skills. And strangely, he called me himself. So I was doing the TV show Jhalak in India. I don't know if you'll watch it in Singapore.
Yeah, we do.
So I was doing Jhalak with Saja, and I was thinking maybe once Jhalak gets over, I'll call Atul. And during Jhalak, he called me himself and said, "Hey, I'm doing this play, and it's got Kalki." At that point of time, the whole India run Richa Chadda also was a part of.
Right.
Shani is just coming for the Singapore show and the show that we do ahead because Richa is talking to see with the film. And Cyrus I knew, so it was a no-brainer for me. I said, okay, I wanted to work with this man. He has the play he's doing. So I kind of said yes to him even before I read the play.
Wow.
In my head, I was already like, okay, I want to do this. I want to have this experience. And I'd never done any theatre in my life, so that was something I was also looking to do. It was a big fear for me, As a screen actor, you kind of take comfort in the fact that you're performing only for camera. Though that has its own problems and its own difficulties, but since I've done it for so long, it's something that I've overcome and had my processes with. But with stage, it's performing for a live audience, which has always unnerved me a little bit, So that's a big fear I have to fight and come out of. And now having done 15, 16 shows, when I go up on stage and stand in front of the audience and do some lines, I'm kind of enjoying this live performance bit, and I can see how it can be so addictive.
Wow. So do we see you in more plays in future?
Yeah. Well, I hope so, Imani. I'm really enjoying the theatrical process. I don't know, I'm primarily a screen actor, so living to do trivial disasters, I pretty much took off 3 months of my time and say, okay, I'm not going to take up too much work. No film work for sure, but very little advertising work, just to focus completely on doing this play. And I think theatre requires that. It requires that kind of dedication, that kind of focus, that kind of commitment. It will be hard to do theatre all year round for me, but I would like to do at least one play a year. If not Trivial Disasters, then maybe something else if something comes up. But right now it's only Trivial Disasters.
Wow. So what are the trivial disasters that happen in the play? Do you want to give us a sneak peek, or do we just watch it on that day?
No, I can give you a little bit of a sneak peek. And I think it's nice if an audience kind of understands also the nature of the play before they come into to see it.
Right.
It's 9 skits, each one of them being regular, ordinary stories that suddenly at some point pivots and flip to the other side of the coin and something totally different. It's got a dark side to it. The writing has got a dark side to it. If you can get over the shock value that the dark side provides, you can actually see that it's an interesting twist on real life, that Krishnan has tried to bring out in his writing. So it's 9 pieces, each piece ranging from about 5 to 7 minutes to about 20 minutes. The longest piece is about 17 or 18 minutes. We all play multiple characters. That's a lot of fun as an actor to do that, to run out of stage, quickly jump into your next costume and jump back on stage for the next piece. That's quite a high.
Totally. You've done such a diverse range of films. You've done My Brother Nikhil, you've done Rock On, you've done Bas Ek Pal. What are the kind of films or now plays that really excite you, that you feel that, okay, I have to take this up, I have to do this?
As a good career move, I'm thinking I should be doing more commercial cinema. That's something I won't say I've steered away from. I've just it's not come my way also, The kind of films that I've chosen and done very early in my career. It kind of slotted me into this very alternative kind of cinema space, and very independent, offbeat kind of stuff. Maybe I should do some commercial work just to exercise my own brain also, to open up to it and say, okay, this is something that lots of people like to watch, and it kind of also, independent films come with their own struggles, and especially at the time when you want to release them, it can be quite tiresome. So you hope that commercial cinema provides that platform to put you out there, reach out to lots of people. I think the biggest struggle independent cinema has is that they don't have enough money to market the film. So though you may have made a brilliant film and there is an audience out there to watch it, but the communication that the film is releasing, this is what the film is about, doesn't reach them because you don't have the resources to provide that. Doing some commercial cinema, being seen in it, kind of fuels also your smaller independent films so people to know who you are and come in and watch your film.
Right. Very interesting and very frankly spoken. Purab, when I was reading up on you, I kind of was just thinking, because you've done films that we've seen you in a comic role as well, like Rock On, but we've seen you in serious cinema as well, and now we're seeing you in a comedy play. So what are you really like in real life? Are you a very funny comic person, or are you like a serious person?
I think I don't think I'm very funny. I'm not a very funny person.
Okay.
Actually, to be honest with you.
Okay.
I'm not very serious also. When I say I'm not a funny person, because I don't have I have to work very hard to do comedy also, and I sometimes don't feel it when I do it. I just do it according to how the director directs me to do it. So I don't know how to be. I don't think Cyrus tries to be funny. Cyrus is just who he is, and that comes out funny to the world. That's a natural kind of talent that one has to put it out there. And you see it in Civil Disaster also. He doesn't try too hard. He's just a funny guy. It's inbuilt inside him. So I'm not that person. I'm somewhere in between. I'm not too serious, but I'm not an extremely funny guy.
Okay, fabulous. Now we have this very interesting, fun segment called the Quick Pod for this podcast. So I'm going to ask you very simple questions, and you have to give very fast answers.
All right.
Okay, here we go.
All right, let's do a quick pod.
Yes, the Quick Pod. What's your most trivial disaster that irritates you in your daily life?
I think it becomes very trivial when people complain about things. In India, you have so many problems with government dealings or government officials, and you constantly have people complaining about it. But the same people will be okay to pass on a little bribe to the cop when they get caught in the corner of the road. So I think that suddenly becomes very trivial of whatever they're complaining about. So it kind of makes the whole situation quite disastrous.
Okay. Films or theatre, giving up which would be a disaster?
I think for me, films. I enjoy it immensely. I've grown up pretty much on film sets and acting in front of a camera. Let's not say film, because I've done a lot of television acting and a lot of posting also in front of the camera. My relationship with the camera is very comfortable, very easy. I know how to use it. I know how to work around it. I know how to perform in front of it. So giving that up would be like giving up a whole part of my life, really. A large part of my life.
A disastrous film or co-star you've worked with?
A disastrous film or co-star I worked with. I can't say that on radio for sure. I'm not putting that on a public platform, but there's been quite a few.
Yeah? You want to hint at someone or no?
Yeah, I do a lot of small films, films that don't have too much money to be made, have interesting stories, have interesting people who want to make them, and more interesting the people, the crazier they are. So working with them can be quite crazy, And if you have worked on big commercial cinema that's got a lot of money to be made, you see the flip side of the coin. And then when you have to come back to some of these films, it's really, the disaster really lies in your own head.
A disaster on stage that you are petrified of?
One of the things I was scared of was forgetting lines, of spacing out in between a show, and it has happened, and that has not been so disastrous. Actually, it got managed pretty well. I've got a good bunch of co-stars, and I kind of also have found my way back somehow or the other, so that's worked out all right. But in our last show that we did on Sunday evening, so the day before yesterday, we had two shows in Calcutta. And in the first show at 5:30 in the evening, there's a beautiful piece. It's called Coming Out between Cyrus, Richa and I. And it's a really funny piece, and according to me, I think it's the best piece out of all the 9 skits that we have in the show.
Okay.
And it's really funny. At some points it gets extremely funny, and Cyrus and Richa, all of us are really funny in it. At the 5:30 show, Richa at one point looks at me, and it's a high point in the piece where we're both all like losing it with each other. And she starts the dialogue and she has a big grin on her face, which kind of then transfers to me, and I start cracking up. And Cyrus at some point also is looking like he's going to burst out laughing. And it was almost there. We somehow managed to save it at the 5:30 show. We didn't start laughing on the stage. We just came off and we were like, all okay, getting ourselves back together. But then we went into the 8 o'clock show, and when we came back at that point in the play, when we knew that happened the one show before, we just couldn't control, and all three of us were just laughing through that whole last bit when we were supposed to be like losing it with each other, and we just started laughing on stage.
Really?
It was disaster. Yeah, Cyrus kind of turned his back to the crowd because he's the first one who couldn't control it. Me and Richa were trying really hard. It started off with me and her. And we go to like smoking and we're trying to mask it and cover it up. And then Cyrus comes in and he's like all laughs. He's just like giving his dialogue, laughing away, he's not stopping. But he turned his back towards the audience. And then and he was talking to me, so it means I had to face the audience. I just cracked up and I was doing my time.
Oh God!
So I hope that doesn't happen in Singapore.
I know. I was just thinking that now I'm gonna be so alert when your last act begins.
Watch out for the story coming out. It's the second last piece, so
Wow. I know. Second last piece, everybody. Trivial Disasters is a must watch because
I think it's got a great cast. It's got some. I mean, if you have a dark side and you can laugh at some of the. I mean, this is darkness that really lies in society because if you can actually draw parallels to it in every piece. So if you have that side to you, come and you really have a good time and you'll enjoy the writing too.
fabulous. And finally, you think aloud when?
I think I'm constantly thinking aloud. Sometimes the first thoughts I have on anything, I think aloud, and people think I'm making a comment or saying something on it, but it's actually just my thoughts that are pouring out of my mouth.
So true, so true. It happens with me all the time as well. But wonderful talking to you, Purab. You're super fun, and I'm so looking forward to watching you and your entire team on September 26th.
Thank you. Thank you.
Good luck and thank you so much.
Thank you, and I hope that all the people who do come for the show enjoy it and come back for more.